gonna give it to you. He gon' give it to you. Brock's gon' give it to you. He gon' give it to you.
When there's stuff on your mind and it's feeling unclear, just hop on the mic and speak without fear. Let's air out.
What's going on, ladies and folks? A very late podcast for me, and I apologize for that. It's Friday. It is a sunny Friday, though. My God. It's been absolutely miserable weather this past week. I don't know where you guys are at. Well, most of you are in like a 100-kilometer radius of me, so probably the same weather. But yeah, it's just been absolutely frigid in the mornings. The sun hasn't come out for the past 6 days. I just had no motivation to record the podcast. I knew I said one podcast a week, so I had time. I knew Friday was going to be a half day. I was going to have, the ability to sit down at 12:47 on Friday, October 21st, 2022, to record this beautiful podcast. Did I research before it? No. Was I planning on researching before it? Yes. Let's be completely clear about that. May I record 20 minutes of this podcast and then have to go do research because I ran out of things to talk about? Quite possibly. Quite possibly. I gotta stop having this mic in front of my face, though. This cable is something else. Sorry, audio listeners. Video listeners, you got a free little show there. Me working some cord. Oh, boy. But, yeah, it's absolutely a beautiful day. I was driving home. I was in a kind of like a chatty mood and decided to just, get home, just sit in front of the camera and just talk and see what's going on. And that's what we did. And I'm floundering already. If I'm going to be honest, I got a few things to talk about. I was hoping I had more to talk about. Oh, well, what have I been up to? Not much, honestly. Jeez, where did all the thoughts go? Where did they go? They were flying. That always happens. I'm driving home and just my brain is spinning. It's really spinning. It's ready to go. I got the Hell Beast right beside me right here. Ethan left it right on the shoe rack, right by the front door for me when I got home. It's just very sweet of him. My little housewife, getting me ready, knows how to keep daddy happy. So maybe do a little Hell Beast on the camera. That was better. My coils on my other little one, my Caliburn, burned out like 5 days ago. So I've just been like trying not to buy more so that I can't bring it to work. Which Westmount is just full of Nick addicts driving around, just rolling up to Cat, be like, you got that nicotine, Cat? Just scratching their scabs. You got it? I need a little buzz this morning. Just like every single person has vapes now. Just clouds of smoke coming up over the trees as you see them. You can find whatever hole someone's on because you just look for the smoke signals. That's how we communicate now at Westmount. We don't have walkie-talkies, just vape signals. If you need help, 2 puffs. You're doing good, 1 puff. That's how we do it. This Hellbeast, Ethan was just saying this Hellbeast is $250, so that's insane, you guys. If you're looking at the video right now, look at that. We can hop into one topic. Maybe that'll spur some more things. The thrilling conclusion. I know you guys have been waiting for it. The Anna Chronicles. If you guys don't know, I don't even know what episode it was that I talked about. And no, it's actually called Who is Anna? It's like episode 46, 47. It was after end of chapter. I know that. So yeah, 46 or 47. Yeah. So if you don't know, I've been getting I get a lot of like spam text. I get a lot of wrong number texts. We'll start with that. Of people just like, they send you just like an arbitrary random thing, like trying to contact someone else, and obviously they're trying to contact you. I don't know how they get your numbers. Obviously, I'm someone that responds, so my number's probably like top priority, like talk to this guy. But like the text I got yesterday was, sorry, aren't you Julia? Maybe I should check what went wrong, and then like a little emoji. So that's what happened. That's what started it. And I was so excited to get that text. I just love it because I love to lie. I love to lie. I love to gaslight people. We gaslight people a lot in this house. In like a fun, positive gaslight, not a negative gaslighting. Just like, just spinning a tale to someone and making it sound as believable as possible. You can't break. You got to be dead serious. We convinced Howard that Ethan was a eunuch when we saw him. That was the Thanksgiving weekend. It wasn't the Chicken Friday. But yeah, we were outside smoking bowls with Howard, and we are like, I don't know how it started. I think we were talking about how Ethan was circumcised because he's Jewish, and then he didn't know what that was. So then I was just like, yeah, he's got no dick and balls. Like they chop it off right at birth, and then he just goes, what the fuck? What? And in just this Howard way, I can't do it without doing like a racist Asian accent. So you're just gonna have to deal with that minimal effort I put in there. But yeah. So and then Chris, Ethan, and I were just, as soon as Howard was like, we saw that he kind of like bit on it, was believing it, we all just like pounced on it, and we all just jumped. We all know what to do. We're all just playing off each other. Everyone knows the story. We're now telling. We're gonna convince Howard that Ethan has no dick and balls, and that went on for like 5 minutes until finally we were like, hey man, it's not real. It's just the foreskin's gone. Yeah. So what was that story for? Oh, because we're like gaslighting people. So I get these random texts, and I'm like, this is a perfect opportunity for me to just, fib, lie. I get to be whatever I want to be when they text me. So after they ask who this is, if this is Julia, it's nicer to gaslight like random strangers over text that I know these people are trying to like take advantage of people. So I don't feel as bad as like gaslighting your friends, but both are still fun. So I responded, yes, this is Oscar-winning actress Julia Roberts, and I'm sorry, this is gonna be better for people watching the video, because I'm actually gonna put the text on screen and try and edit it in like the order that I received them, so they're popping up. We'll see if I can do that. It might just be pictures, just a bunch of screenshots of the conversation. But for you non-video watchers, you're just gonna have to listen to me read out a long thread of text again. Yeah, so then they say, I may have recorded the wrong number in a hurry, sorry. And they always send that after, and I think that is like the, let's see if this person continues the conversation afterwards, instead of being like, yeah, no problem, see ya. Or, of course, I go, that's okay, you aren't the first and you won't be the last. And they go, thanks. Curious to ask if you're from America or Canada. And I say, the Great White North, baby, how about you? And then they go, I'm from Bali, Indonesia, and now I live in New York. May I know your name? And this time I'm like, I can't be Aaron again. I already did the whole thing with Larissa, and she ghosted me. She never hit me up on WhatsApp. I never got any conclusion on her. So I didn't want to be Aaron anymore. I wanted to try something new. So I said, my name's Danny. What's yours? Because I want to be Dan DeVito in this conversation. I thought that's what, big name in like North America. I don't think it's that popular. I don't think Danny DeVito is a huge star across the pond. Oh, nice to meet you, Danny. I'm Linda. How old are you, Danny? Nice to meet you too, Linda. I'm 77 years young. Danny DeVito is actually 77 years old, by the way. It's nice to talk to someone. Okay, so, preface this. After I said, nice to meet you too, Linda, I'm 77 years young, I then Googled, why do I keep getting so many, like, wrong number texts? Because I was like, I've had 7 or 8 this year, and I always respond. I always go for it and have a little conversation, because I don't get a lot of text from my friends. I have some group chats on Facebook, but I don't get a lot of text from, I don't send a lot of text to friends too. Well, I'll say that as well. I'm not a reacher outer, and that's why people don't reach into me either. Yeah, so I go with that, and then I read like an NBC News article that apparently the scam is they send you some, random text, like obviously directed to someone else, like just a wrong number text, and then they give you some like white person name. If I had Linda, Julia, Anna, Larissa, whatever. They always just pick some. I've always gotten females. I wonder if it's always females. I've never gotten a male yet, which is interesting. I wonder if because they always ask you your name first, so then they probably, based on that, if it's a female that answers, they probably say it's a man, so then they can send like some hunk pics, and if it's a man that answers, they send their female pics. So I googled that, and I'm like, okay, this is a scam. They're gonna talk to me for a bit, and then like tell me to download some crypto app, and then apparently that's how they get it. And then I guess some people have actually fallen for it and lost something like $42 million has been lost to this kind of scam in 2022 this year. None from me. I don't think they can't do anything with my phone number other than keep texting me, and they have access to my WhatsApp, which neither of those I don't care about. I'm having more fun Like if I get more text from this, that's just more fun for me going on. So I'm completely fine with that. Yeah. So I Google that, and now I'm like certain. Okay, this is a scam. They want my money. Let's ham it up. Let's bait them a little more. So I say, it's nice to talk to someone. This big house feels so empty now that the kids are gone. And then they go, 77? That's not young anymore. Can I see how you look like? Big house? How big, LOL? And where's your kids? They took the bait. They snatched it up. So I said, I may be 77, but I feel young, and that is what's important. Age is just a number. Here's a photo of my beautiful wife and I, and it's a bit easier on the video, but I found I want to find the most casual photo of Danny DeVito and his wife, so I found this picture of them outside. I couldn't take a red carpet photo because then they're like, oh, he's a celebrity, obviously he's trying to fool me. So yeah, sauced that out, and then I said, it's a 6-bedroom and 4-bathroom. I love our big backyard. Can sit out there with a coffee for hours. The kids have gone off to university. Then they go, what do you do for a living? What's your full name, Danny? And I say, I was in real estate, but now in retirement, I just help manage a bar with some friends. So for that, I couldn't say I'm an actor or whatever, because then I think they could look up actor Danny, and I'm sure Danny DeVito would come up. Danny DeVito or Danny McBride would pop right up if they are doing their extra research afterwards to make sure no one's. I'm sure there's a lot of people that mess with these people over text. So I used Danny DeVito's character Frank Reynolds, and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I looked up what he did, and he was a real estate mogul, and then he went to work at the bar with the gang. So that was just still technically Danny DeVito, just a character of Danny DeVito. Then they go, you want to see how I look like, Danny? Oh, that's nice. And yes, I always want to see what kind of photo they come up with. I would love to, Linda. Nice to put a face to a name. And they go, what's your full name, Danny? And then this is when just gold. I loved this portion of text. So they send the photo. And our internet's not super great, so it's loading, it's downloading the photo, and before it even downloads, they say, sorry, I sent wrong picture. That's my friend." And I'm immediately this is gonna be some some Indonesian guy sitting. I don't know what kind of photo it'd be, but he sent an actual photo of himself rather than the fake Linda that he's supposed to be. But no, lo and behold, the picture that loads in is this beautiful face. If you can see that there on the video. That is my WhatsApp profile picture. It's a close-up, hideous shot of me with a dumb smile on my face and my mustache. My eyes are squinting. I tried to take the worst photo possible when I set up my WhatsApp profile. So they sent me that, and I'm that is super funny. They must have had it. I'm sure this is all the same company. I don't know. I don't know how these scam companies work, but usually it's one big call center, right? I think I've seen the videos of the dudes that mess with the hackers, and then they hack into the webcam and they see it's just a bunch of, it's cubicles everywhere and just dudes sending out spam calls and spam texts. I'm sure this is probably sent over a computer and not over a actual phone. Yeah, getting a picture of myself, absolutely golden. And like I said, Larissa in quotations, asked for my WhatsApp, and I was it's the same phone number, whatever. So they could have easily had access and put this picture in a pool, or I don't know if this guy somehow screwed up and had already looked at my WhatsApp and gotten the picture. Oh, excuse me. I also like to think, I wonder if how they get the photos to send to other people of who they are, if they just use the photos people send to them, or profile pictures from their WhatsApp, and that's how they keep a fresh batch of pictures to send off to other potential scammed persons, which I think would be amazing if there's a bunch of people out there getting that dumb photo of my face, this is Steven, this is what I look like, and that's trying to scam you. And that would just make my day if that photo's been passed around. I would love it if it was a big scam, do not accept crypto from this man. Seen that on a news article. Oh, would make my year. So yeah, I see that photo and I go, very handsome friend. My name is Danny Reynolds. What do you look like, Linda? So Frank Reynolds is the character that Danny DeVito plays on. It's always in just Philadelphia, because obviously I couldn't use DeVito as his last name. I didn't even want to do something close to DeVito. I wanted to keep it far enough away, but if they were, if you're wise on who Danny DeVito is, I think you'd pick up on the reference there. And then they go, no, he's she-male now, but still nice. And I'm she-male? ? And they go, yes, I say, that his name? And he goes, he don't have Mr. D anymore. Nope. Oh, he's a girl now. Because I'm like, are you saying Shamal? Like, that's their name? Or Shemale, like, I'm a transvestite? I'm very confused here, Linda. And then they go, that's me, and they send me off their pictures. I'm going to put them on I don't know why I have to hold my phone up to the screen if I'm going to put the actual images up there, but just another, like, attractive, like, foreign girl, like the same, kind of whatever Larissa was, whatever that photo was, same idea. So they send me that picture and they say, and no, he's still a male, but don't have that DP now, which he's she-male. So I never got to the bottom if I'm a transvestite or if my name's Shemale, because I asked, that's his name, and they said nope. And then I asked if it's a shemale, and they said nope, he's a male. He's still a male. So yeah, I don't know what I am. Then they sent me 2 more photos of themselves, and I said, you are very beautiful, Linda. My wife will be jealous. LOL. What do you do for a living? They just go, I serve my boss. Thank you. Like, that is, you couldn't come up with any kind of lie of what you do. And then I say, we all serve our boss, Linda. Little emoji. What type of work? And then so I sent that at 4:49. Then at 5:13, they said, follow her wherever she go. And like, I could at this point, it'd been like 25 minutes, and I lost interest in the conversation. Honestly, they took too long. They lost a customer for sure on the delayed response. But also follow her wherever she go. What kind of job? Like, you stalk your boss and that's your job? I didn't know that was a type of work you could do. Interested though, very interested if that's an opportunity I could do, just following someone around. Security? I don't know. But yeah, that was so now we know it's a scam. I'm sure you guys all knew that these texts coming in were a scam. Henry was saying that it was like a chat bot. I don't think it's a chat bot. I think it's just like a foreign dude with broken English. But what makes sense now? When I was talking to Larissa, she kept saying, I work in currency exchange services, which I think was them trying to get to the cryptocurrency pitch they wanted to do for me. They want me to exchange to say, hey, this app I use is part of my business, this currency exchange, blah, blah, blah. And now it all makes sense, people. We have finally got to the conclusion that we wanted. You guys finally got some closure after 3 months, 3 or 4 months, whatever it's been, whenever that last podcast episode came out. So that just that really made my day yesterday. I was very excited. I was already having a pretty good day. I've been doing some work we're redoing the shed at the tool shed at work. So it's like a different kind of work, like construction work. Doing some drilling, some hammering. I'm not handy whatsoever. I enjoy doing all that kind of stuff, but I'm just I don't know what I'm doing. Very, very bad with a drill. Like getting a screw started, and I'm just flopping it all over the place, dropping screws on the ground, just screwing it up, as you might want to put it. But it's very enjoyable. I like building things. I do. That's one of my. If I could find a job building things, that would be. If I could like an apprenticeship, and Mike, the mechanic, that kind of. He was leading the charge on this. He's an excellent leader. He's very good at like if you don't know how to do something, he won't just like, okay, I'll do it, but he'll be like, okay, this is how you do it. I'm gonna watch you do it a few times. Do you feel comfortable doing it? Okay, good. Now you can do it. And then Mike will go off and do like the more important stuff that we can't actually do, and then actually like also fix the equipment because he still has a job to do. Whereas this has now become our job for the day. He's still like juggling 2 plates of mechanic and construction worker at Westmount. Yeah, so that was a very fun last 2 days. We did it this morning as well. Putting up like, I guess we were like squirrel proofing the tool shed. So we like had to frame all around the roof, and then we're just putting aluminum up underneath the I don't even know the term, but like under the lip of the roof, and then we're gonna put an eavesdrop on top of that. And the toughest part of it, honestly, is that Westmount doesn't have a flat piece of land anywhere around it. So trying to set up a ladder on even ground is impossible. You're always balancing it. You're like putting rocks underneath the feet, and or someone's got to hold it, or the ladder just tips on like a 80-degree angle, like slightly leaning towards the wall. That's kind of the hardest part, is just finding a way to balance yourself on a ladder to get up up and, screw some aluminum in. But yeah, I forget how I got onto that tangent. But anyways, yeah, beautiful day. We've only got 2 more weekends left of working at Westmount, which is very exciting. This weekend coming up, and then November 5, 6, and then no more weekends for this guy. Free as a bird. But unfortunately, like, the things I'd want to do on the weekend is golf, but by that time, all the golf courses are going to be closed. So it will mean more time for, I guess, doing podcasts and stuff, and videos and such. We'll see if I actually take advantage of that, which I'm not very good at, as you've heard in the past 55 episodes of this podcast. I don't really dive on things too much. But so the original thing I want to talk about in this podcast was going to be like a little topic about me, and then find some stories related to that. So the thing I want to talk about me is I went home last weekend. I went home it was supposed to be for Thanksgiving. We didn't do any Thanksgiving dinner or anything like that. I just skipped Thanksgiving this year. But I went home, saw my dad and sister, and the thing is, I felt like when I was back home in Barrie, I have this like regression. I kind of fall back into like my old, like non-confident self, and I like kind of, I quiet up and I shut away, and I'm not the same like outgoing, confident, chatting with everybody that I am at Westmount. Even going from Westmount to this house, there's like a shift that occurs. And I think like for work, it seemed to be like, I'd be at work, I'd be feeling really good, like energized, and I'd come home and I'd go for my nap, just like, not if I needed the nap, but it just became such a habit that I'd come home and go take a nap. And then I wake up from that nap and it's like a new day, and I'm like low energy, and I've lost all that momentum that I gained from working all day. And then I felt the same way like going back home to Barrie, and just how I like interact with like my family and interact with my friends back home. I feel like it's like a different person I'm being. I mean, not like a bad person, but I feel like it's not like the full, potential of like what I've kind of figured out about myself here. So yeah, I feel like I'm kind of living like a double life here. I got this life here in Waterloo that I've built up, and I've really like kind of stepped out of my shell and trying to like do more things and just be like talkative and share my ideas, share jokes I think of, and be more outgoing out here. And then that all just falls by the wayside when I go back home, and I just go back to being a hermit. Like, I went home and I ended up watching Stranger Things, like the first 7 episodes, and they're long. They're like an hour 15 to like an hour 40 each, I swear. They're very long. So it was a lot of watching Stranger Things, and I just like didn't do anything. And I mean, fortunately we were on that weed break, so I didn't go home and just get baked and watch Stranger Things, which honestly kind of sucked. I would have much rather been baked while I was doing that, or I didn't even bring the nicotine home. And I think I was craving like having the nicotine, getting a little energy going more than I was the weed. Yeah, so I was just isolated myself and didn't feel like, I was aware of it as it was happening, that I'm like, I don't feel quite like myself. I feel like, I've said the word a lot, regressed. I feel like I've taken a step back here. And then I wanted to, in this podcast, then go look up stories of people who lived double lives. I thought that'd be interesting, but I haven't done that. Just this week, I don't know, Monday. Oh, we did Muay Thai Monday, the very first Muay Thai Monday. Chris and I did that. We had planned on doing that. We talked about doing Muay Thai because he's got gloves and pads. And I've always wanted to learn like some kind of like fighting technique, because I'm not a fighter whatsoever. Like I say, I've said multiple times on this podcast before, I'm a fighter over a fighter. I am just sprinting away. I'm gone from conflict. That's like, if you talk to like professional fighters, like, yeah, that is the method to do fighting. If you don't have to fight, don't fight. Like, you're either gonna like screw yourself up, get banged up, and you could have you could get injured for life, or worse, you could die somehow. Or you do the opposite. You could like permanently injure someone else or kill them, like accidentally, not meaning to. Just things get out of hand, and now you're going to jail, or you're just, your life is ruined too because of some little spat you had with some stranger. So like, running away is good. It's a good thing, and I'm not ashamed to admit that I'd run away from a fight instantly. If they're gonna shout things at me, I don't care. Sticks and stones, baby. Yeah. God, I'm so bad at keeping track. Maybe it is the ADD that's getting me. Maybe I'm back on having ADD after that 1 week where I said weed hurts ADD. Maybe I'm back. I was talking to Kat. She said she has ADD, and I think so. I feel weird if I'm wrong about that. I just accused her of having ADD, but yeah. And apparently the only way the doctors diagnose you is just by like asking you questions, which I already did. I already took the questions, so I feel like if those questions, what kind of different questions would they ask me, a doctor, rather than like I'm sure all these online things would have very similar questions to the questionnaire a doctor or trained would a psychiatrist do that or a psychologist? I don't know which one, because I've always heard that psychiatrists are just like drug dealers. They just go give you a prescription, dope you up, and then send you on your way and see if you're better. But yeah, I don't know. It would be interesting if I could go talk to get like an actual diagnosis. I don't know if they give you. Do you get? Is there a medicine? There's gotta be a medicine for ADD. What is it? Is Adderall what they give to? I guess they give it to like students to help them focus. And I feel like I'd be dialed in on Adderall from what I've heard from it. Isn't it? I think it's just speed. I'm pretty sure I might be getting that information from Joe Rogan, but I think Adderall is just speed. So you're just drugging these kids up, and then it just helps them like focus better. So it would be cool to if I could get my hands on some of that, which now it just sounds like I just want drugs, which maybe that's half true. But it also would be interesting to see if like I do have some kind of diagnosis, and then that would just like make more sense for me. But then maybe again that's a bad thing, because I think just thinking I'm lazy and a procrastinator and that's like easier to overcome than if I just had like a diagnosis, then I can just like chalk up and be like, oh, can't do this ADD, Yeah. So that was that. What else? I don't know. I feel like we've just hopped around a lot in this episode, and I don't really know. I want to do some painting. I thought of some gifts I wanna paint. For the get the Halloween party ready. Next weekend's Halloween party, which this weekend I've got to work on my Barnacle Boy costume. I don't think it's too hard. Really, the only thing I want is Barnacle Boy wears these like black, like these tight black shorts, and I really want to get like some juicy short like yoga pants to try and like show off my booty. The love handles will also be shown off too, which is just an unfortunate consequence. That's nothing we can get around. But I asked for yoga pants for Christmas last year, and then my sister got me like some great ones, but there are like men's yoga pants and they're like loose, and there's a part of me that really wanted those tight yoga pants because I just want to see what I look like in them, I just want to see like, do I have a good butt? We've been doing yoga for over a year now. We've been back on the yoga train actually. Ethan and I talked about how we're gonna do 6 a.m. yoga, and we have done that every single day. Haven't missed a 6 a.m. yoga since I started doing it, which is great. Getting up at 5, I guess I did miss them when I was back home. I did yoga like later in the day too, so I was still doing yoga. But it feels really good to actually wake up and have some sort of morning routine. And I feel like this podcast is a great indicator of my ADD, because we have just jumped between topics, nothing in between, just willy-nilly, just going all over the place. Yeah, I've been working on my my Japan applications. I got Corey, the superintendent at Westmount, has completed his reference check, which I haven't even submitted the application yet, and I got a reference already. I got to write the essay like today or tomorrow. My mom got me in contact with Neil, the man in South Africa that she met, that he's the one that told her about the JET program, and I added him on Facebook so I can, because he kept messaging my mom, because my mom's like, oh, Aaron's going to reach out to you and ask questions, and I just never contacted him. So I'm like, okay, I'll just add this guy on Facebook, so now I don't have to email him, which is a step in the right direction, because I would hate to email. And I keep forgetting that my email profile picture is Hulk Hogan, but like not like a cool picture of Hulk Hogan the wrestler. It's like him coming out of the water at the beach, which is even better, and I'm never gonna change that. That's just gonna stick. But yeah, I got to get this application done. I was feeling like I still think it's better to believe I'm not gonna get it than to like get my hopes up that I am gonna get it. I'd rather be surprised that I got it than disappointed that I didn't get it. So I'm still gonna be like, there's still. I don't think I'm a super. I mean, I think I'm a good candidate for it. I think I do really well in Japan. I think I work well like teaching kids. Kat, her brother is apparently in the program, which was very cool to hear. He's been in it like 2 years, and she was saying that you're not allowed to speak Japanese to the kids. That like they're supposed to only communicate with you in English, and I'm like, that is absolutely perfect. I don't have to practice any Japanese before going out there. I can just speak English. And then if they try and speak Jap to me, I can just be like, is that racist? Japanese. I should say Japanese. I shouldn't. I should censor that. But if I censor that, it's gonna feel like I said something worse. So maybe I shouldn't censor it and just leave it in and be like, yeah, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry, Japanese consulate, Japanese embassy. I would love to have an interview from you. Would love to hear from you in the new year after you get a hold of my application. But yeah, it's great that they're not allowed to speak any Japanese. I can flunk them if they do. But also, it's like I feel like that's how I would learn Japanese, is to, like, converse with people in Japanese. But I feel like the language can't be that hard. I hear like the Asian peoples as a whole, all of them, China, Cambodia, Thailand. I was gonna say Pakistan, but I don't think Middle East is not Asia, is it? I don't know. Let me look at this map up here. Pakistan it's right beside India, and India is in Asia. Yeah, yeah. Pakistan's Asia. Yeah, all those countries. Mongolia. They're like a very efficient people. I remember like watching a video on their number system and like why Asians are like good at math. And it's because like their number system and the way they calculate, like do their math and how they learn their numbers, it's just like way more efficient. Like the actual going from like the actual numbers and then translating that into a language, it's way simpler for them rather than ours. We have like a different name for every single 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12, numbers, if you're aware. They have like a much more simplified version of that, so they can like quickly compute things much better. So I feel like language wise it's probably the same. Like they use their symbols they look more complex, but I think they contain more information within them. So if you like figure out there's like basic symbols, and then you just, once you know the basic symbols, then you just gotta like look at the image like, oh, it's that, and that. Now I know what you're saying. So I feel like reading it would probably be easier, and then yeah, reading it's probably easier, and then, which I think is true for a lot of languages, and then like speaking it would be more difficult. I'm worried that when I speak it, I'm gonna like start putting on like like an accent. I almost did it again, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm getting more and more excited for it though. I think that'd be a great, seeing how I have that's what I was saying, come out of my shell and like feel like I've grown as a person here at Westmount after leaving Barrie. I think like Japan is a good next step. Going from Waterloo, high Asian population, it'll be like being back at home when I'm in Japan. It'll be like being right here, just without seeing Ethan and Martin. And I also think I'm gonna look like a real celebrity out there. Tall white guy. I'm gonna have the mustache, which unfortunately I'm gonna be in a few weeks. You're gonna be seeing me mustacheless because I was talking with a buddy at work, Zach. And, he's got a beautiful mustache. Just a gorgeous. He's one of those guys that can actually grow facial hair and has like the dark facial hair that stands out. And like he shaves one day and then it's grown back 2 days later. We were talking. I was talking to him about mustaches, and he's like, "Yeah, looking forward to November. Gonna shave it. Are you gonna shave yours?" And I was like, "I wasn't going to. I was just gonna dye it like some fun colors." But he's like, "Oh man, you gotta shave it and grow it back." So I'm like, "Fine, yeah, I'll shave it." Which sucks because my mustache isn't gonna grow back till January. So really, it's not gonna be November for me. I'm just gonna be baby faced, and then, yeah, it's gonna be disappointing. So you're gonna see me mustacheless. Come November 1st, gonna have to shave this bad boy off, which is it's been a while. I don't know when the last time I didn't go very long without having facial hair. I feel like I had the beard for 3 years. Got rid of that in last August. I got rid of that and shaved it to a mustache, and then I kept that mustache for 3 or 4 weeks, and then I grew a goatee, and then I had a goatee for a while, and then I was baby faced, and then come July last year I was back on the mustache train. So I haven't gotten no facial hair for a while, and like I like the mustache look. I enjoy it. I like it. Compliments my face. Ethan said it well. He said it works great for your character, and I agree with that. I think the mustache portrays on me. Like for some people, like it makes them look very like cool and macho. For me, I think it makes me look like silly and like I don't take myself too seriously, and that's I think it's like it like eases people that like I have a goofy face, and that like relaxes people, makes me more approachable, and people it fits me. I like that, and I also think that older men give me more respect because I have the mustache. Like they talk to me better, and they speak to me as like an adult and not as a boy. And anyone else with facial hair also, you get more respect from it if you have facial hair as well, because you guys immediately relate on something. So it is gonna be weird. It's gonna be. I think it might be even weirder for the people I work with walking in with no mustache. It might be weirder for Zach too, because Zach's like thick, like a thick dark brown. I think it is. I don't think it's black. It's like a dark brown mustache. Seeing him without it is probably gonna be weirder than this like little blonde caterpillar I've got up here. So yeah, look forward to that. November 1st. Also, I wasn't gonna say it, but I guess I will. I didn't want to put a date on it, but I really want to try and get the sketch we filmed that I've been talking about. We filmed it in August, and I'm still working on it. I really want to try and get that out for my birthday, though. I think that's a good like day. Like this weekend's gonna be busy, but I want to at least put like 2 or 3 hours into it and get it. I know what I want to do with it, and I just want to get those things done, and then I can show it to people, and then put like finishing touches on it. So it's not that far. It's gonna come out. Like the last one, the Bop It one, I filmed with Ethan, which I don't even think I've shared what the concept is with anybody. I think I should refilm that one too, because I do like that idea. I think it'd be fun. Yeah, it is gonna come out. It's a work in progress. I'm really bad at managing my time, and I don't have a ton of time, and I work a lot, and I'm very tired a lot. So I like to rest, and I like to relax after work, and but it's coming. It's coming. That's all I can say. Maybe November 1st. That's all I'll say in the matter. But Ethan and Martin showed me a video that they filmed it back in like July, I want to say, which made me feel better that I haven't put this out from August, because like they had a whole month ahead of me, and they still haven't put that video out, and there's 2 of them working on it. So I'm okay. I'm okay that mine's not out yet. But it's a really good video. I'm excited for that one to come out for them. It's Losers on Drugs kind of has a narrow audience, I'm gonna say. Like the jokes are directed to a select amount of people will understand the comedy they're going for. And like I don't even fall into that group for every video. There's some videos I'm in where I'm like, I don't quite get that joke, but I understand that it's funny, so I'm just gonna go for it, whatever. But this video is like fits the viral YouTube video theme, but with that Losers on Drugs twist on it. So like it's open to like a much bigger audience. So if that comes out and they can get eyes on it, I'm gonna promote the heck out of it on this podcast, because I want a lot of people to see it, and that would do really well for them, and also really well for me, because I'm in their other videos and my channel's linked to it. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy right there. But yeah, I'm excited for you guys to see that one. I wasn't even a part of this video. It's I was in the house, so that kind of, it's my house too, so I kind of get partial credit on it. My bong is also in the video, so that's another part of me. It's a little homage they paid to me in that video, which is very sweet of them. But yeah, I'm looking forward to you guys. I'm looking forward to being on YouTube, and being able to watch it again myself, see if they did any like last minute tweaks to it. But yeah, it's a really fun video. I think you guys are gonna really like it. Yeah, and I don't know what else we're gonna do. Like, I never got around to filming OtterBox for babies. That's still my number one dream, is to film that video. And one day I just gotta figure out how to make an OtterBox out of foam, like do some arts and crafts. It's just one of the 1,000 things. I have a list that I want to do, and I just never get around to doing. It's just the way life goes sometimes when you have ADD. I bet a lot of you can relate. Yeah. I don't think I have to research anything for this one. This is just gonna be a chatting with Aaron episode. Just me saying what's up. Just me looking around my room for something to spurn my imagination to talk about. And I tell you, there's not a whole lot in here. We got these new Westmount toques. We've been waiting on these. They ordered them in March, and we just got them last week, which is nice. I like getting more and more Westmount swag, because right now I can only really wear it at work, but like after I'm done working there, I can just pop these babies out whenever I want, and then people will be like, "Oh my god, this guy worked at the number 12 course in Canada. He must be a big deal." He's probably like an international traveler. He probably has some contacts in Japan and whatnot. So that was fun to getting a new toque. This sweater. Look at this. Look at the sweater. I got this. Oh, which way do I got to turn? I don't know. It's if you're not looking at the video podcast, it's like a McDonald's cigarette like pack, but they're French fries instead of cigarettes. Cause I went to McDonald's in like August or something, and I saw their crew neck like uniform, the crew neck sweaters like with the big golden M on them on the chest. And I was like, man, I really want one of those. So I went home after getting my Saturday McGriddles, and was looking up like McDonald's crew necks, and did not find many you could buy. I think McDonald's did start their own clothing line, but it wasn't available there. It wasn't even an option. It wasn't like it was sold out. It was just not there. They're saving it for people who work for them, which is a little selfish. But then I was just looking around at other McDonald's crew necks. I saw this on a website called T Public. It was like $30 or something, which is a good price for a crew neck sweater. It's shipped out of Mississauga, and I think it was free shipping as well. So yeah, I was like, I had to cop that, and it's gone through a few washes and it hasn't faded. Like my It's Always Sunny shirt I got, I was so excited for that shirt, and then I put it through the wash once, and it just half of it washed off. You can't even see the picture of it. I had a Bob Ross mug. Sauna, you're gonna be sad to hear this. I had a Bob Ross mug. We did we do a Christmas gift exchange, and one year we did mugs. I think the first year we did mugs, and the second year we made ornaments, and then I don't know if we did a third year. I don't remember. But yeah, first year I got a mug from Sauna. It was a Bob Ross mug, a beautiful mug, loved it. And then I brought it here after 2 years of having it at home. I'm like, I can use this mug Sauna got me. I'm very excited for this. Used it once, put it in the dishwasher, and it just all faded off. It's not a Bob Ross mug anymore. It's just it's an abstract painting of. It's more artistic, but it's not a Bob Ross painting of Bob Ross. It's just a washed up man. But it's fitting because that's kind of what I am. Just a washed up man. I'm trying to wash down though. Is that a thing? If you're washed up, do you wash back down? Or are you permanently washed up? There's some phrases I wanted to look up too, actually. Which one? Baker's Dozen. I wanted to see where a Baker's Dozen came from. We watched these YouTube videos, Bob Does Sports. And a few weeks ago, Bob, who's like the main guy, and his partner, Joey Coldcuts, were chatting, and the conversation came to Baker's Dozen. And Bob was like, a Baker's Dozen is... What did he... I don't remember what Bob... They were both wrong, though. One of them's like, it's 6, and the other guy's like, no, it's 10. That's what a Baker's Dozen is. And Joey Coldcuts is like a restaurant manager in California. And he didn't know what a Baker's Dozen was. Baker's Dozen is 13. I'm pretty confident in that answer. Baker's Dozen origin. Perfect. The term Baker's Dozen is thought to originate from the old practice of bakers adding a 13th loaf of bread to a batch of 12 loaves to avoid selling underweight bread. There you go. I was hoping that would take more time than the first Google result, but now you know where Baker's Dozen come from. I thought 12 loaves, that's a lot of 12 loaves of bread. I was thinking like cookies or like buns, like a bag, and my thought was they just like throw in an extra just so it was like good practice, good, being like, hey, come back to our bakery, one on the house, But no, I guess they're just giving away a full extra loaf of bread. But yeah, makes sense though. Bread's flour, water, yeast. Like it's not expensive to make, so I guess they're selling it for way more than what they paid for it. But I guess like the equipment is what they're really paying for, and like the manpower to make it. Yeah, what was the other term I wanted to look up? I don't remember. But also let's look up if I had any other podcast topics written on here. Have not watched any Halloween movies yet this year. I was talking to Andrea, Chris's girlfriend, after we went to Kinkaku on Tuesday for Ethan's birthday. Delicious. Absolutely delicious as always. I didn't know what to order, which maybe I should start like researching Japanese cuisine. That would be fitting. So I just fill a little piece of paper, like how many of each order you want. It's an all you can eat Japanese place, but instead of like the tablets you order on, it's like piece of paper, very high quality. It's like a $50 dinner. So yeah, it's pricey, but it's worth it. I mean, I've spent $50 to have Wendy's delivered to my house, so I shouldn't complain. Yeah, and I was talking to Andrea, like, do you watch Halloween Town as a kid? And she didn't, but we're gonna watch it after their Halloween party. So every Sunday we do our game night, and this Sunday we are watching the last 3 episodes of House of Dragons, because we haven't been able to get together because people have always been. Ethan was away Thanksgiving weekend, and then I was away the weekend after that. And then this weekend coming up is I think the 10th episode comes out at 9 p.m. on Sunday. So we're gonna have a little marathon, watch all 3, make some dinner, a nice little Sunday routine we've got going on, which is nice to have that. Having something to do. And then I started this. I think I started this tangent talking about Muay Thai Mondays, and I just blew right by it. So hopefully I can circle back to that. But Jenga, that's what I wanted to talk about. Oh, that was great. So when I was back home, yeah, and I asked Andrew if she watched Halloween Town. She said no, and we're gonna watch it. That's all. I was just filling time there. I'll be honest. So yeah, when I was back home, we me, Reed, Sana, Henry, Lucas all met up at this place called Freaky Wizard Cafe, and it's like this Harry Potter themed little cafe. Very cool spot in Barrie, up by Georgian College. Yeah, great vibe. Then they have all these board games that you can pay. It's like $5 a person. You get to play unlimited board games all day. And then all these fancy drinks too. I got a butter beer, like a Harry Potter themed butter beer, and it's delicious. Absolutely delicious, like butterscotch and vanilla ice cream and cream soda and whipped cream and caramel, and might have been something else in there, but it's probably on their website. If you look up Freaky Wizard in Barrie, you can probably see it. They got a list of a lot of really cool drinks, and it's delicious. And I got a soft pretzel, my first ever soft pretzel, and that was really good. I've been missing out. I've had a lot of firsts this year actually. Chris gave me my first spoonful of Nutella and my first soft pretzel, so that was really good. I got it with mustard. I'm for mustard because I wanted a mustard pretzel rather than going for the sweet honey or a chocolate root. But I gotta try more. Definitely gotta try more. So anyways, we're kind of just picking games at random, playing for 4 hours or so. We showed up at 1, stayed till around 5. What did we play first? My memory just sucks. We didn't play Haunted Mansion first, I don't think. Did we play Haunted Mansion first? Oh boy. Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah. Anyways, one of the games we picked up was Girls Jenga. It was a advertised towards I guess girls slumber parties, teenage girls. This Jenga's for you, and it's one of those Jengas where it was all pink blocks, and then each block had a question on it. It's you pull the block out and then you answer the question, and then you move on. So we get it all set up, and we're okay, who's gonna go first? And then Sana's well, I'm the only girl here, so I'm gonna go first. And we're okay, great, go ahead, Sana. And she pulls out the block, looks at the question and reads it, and the question is, what was the worst day of your life and why? It's just so blunt, right off the top. Little sleepover topic. What was the worst day of your life and why? And Son just has to go, I guess the day my dad died. Great. Thanks, Jenga, for bringing that back up. And then we move on to Reed. And some other great ones I remember were, who do you think wants to be your best friend and why aren't they? What if the person's in the group playing with you? Jenga's just trying to sabotage people's friendships. There's another one. I don't remember what it was. Like I said, my short-term memory is it's getting bad. My short-term memory sucks, but in 3 years I'll remember this clear as day. My long-term memory is fine. I can remember tons of things. But yeah, my short-term memory, too much stuff going on, really. I think that's the thing. I just got too many different things to keep track of, and I kind of, I try and live in the moment, so I'm not so much focused on I'm gonna remember these details. I'm gonna remember this hangout when I'm doing it. It's more just me enjoying myself and just being there and being present. And then sometimes it's more important that you enjoy the time there than it is being able to recall every last detail of it. I don't think I still got a good memory. I think I've got better memory than most people. So I think even my bad memory is still better than a lot of people's. But maybe not. So yeah. Yeah, what was the worst day of your life and why? Muay Thai Mondays. Yeah, I think I got into the fight or flight thing and then just ran away with it. Yeah, so Monday, we had our first Muay Thai Mondays. How many times can I say Muay Thai Mondays? Yeah, I did went right after work. I just threw a gym bag in my car and just said, Chris, yeah, I'm just gonna come right after work. So if I go home first, it's not gonna happen. And it was already a frigid day. It was like -3 in the morning. We were cutting fairways, which means you're sitting still and you're moving uh not fast enough to like have the wind blowing on you, but too slow that like you're cold. Is that Does that make sense? You know, it's like yeah. It's a terrible speed. You're just sitting there shaking the whole time. 'Cause you're not getting any blood pumping or anything. So you're just shivering the whole time. So like I spent the whole day absolutely chilled to the bone, and then had to go to Muay Thai Monday. It hailed on us like 3 different times in that day, and then went to Muay Thai Monday with Chris, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I never put on wrapping your hands. That was the first thing we did, and man, you feel ready to go when you got your hands wrapped up. You just want to punch stuff. You just want to start saucing haymakers at whoever walks through that door. Like if Andrea walked around the corner at the wrong time, she was catching one for sure. So yeah, we wrapped ourselves up, and then we went to his golf simulator. Just started sparring on the turf. So I started with the gloves on. Chris kind of taught me a little bit about like the footwork, how you want to position yourself with your. I guess since I'm right-handed, my right hand's gonna be behind me, so my left foot forward. So because my right hand's gonna be in power, so you want to have as much, room to throw it as you can. Um, and yeah, and then he's like, teach me to keep my arms in, keep my gloves up, and then he just, started. He had the pads, and we just started working it, just working jab, 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 cross, 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 just doing all those things. I'm not. You could. It was very. I felt very evident that I'm not a fighter and that I've never thrown a punch in my life. I've only just like watched action movies and watched like fights on on Reddit and that. But I've never had to defend myself. So I felt very out of my element. And the punching was one thing, and then we got to kicking, and my God, throwing a roundhouse kick, I could not do it. Chris was like explaining over and over again. He's like, what you want to do is you're going to spin on your left foot, and you want to just throw your right hip. You just don't even think about, don't think about using your knee, not your ankle. You're just thrusting through your right hip, and then to get your leg up high, you like rotate your body. So you want to keep a straight line from, I guess, like your right shoulder all the way down the side of my body should be straight and flat. So like I'm parallel to the ground at the end of the kick. And I could not figure it out. I just kept instinctually like crunching up. That's what Chris Gus said is like, you're crunching up, you're getting smaller. And that's like the same problem I have with my golf swing too, which it's a similar motion, like throwing that right hip around, which explains why my golf swing sucks. Cause I just can't do that. I've never had to do that before in my life. I've always I played soccer, and when you kick a soccer ball, you bend your knee back and then you swing it forward. But this is like a sideways. It's a completely different thing. So I kind of like have to rework my brain. I feel like after sleeping on it though, I do feel like I might have it a little bit better. Unfortunately, I can't practice it anywhere in here. I don't have like the room in this house. So I gotta wait till the next Muay Thai Monday to go, practice throwing some kicks at Chris. Yeah, it's very hard. It's very difficult, and I never really got it. There are some kicks where I felt like I got some power to it, and I feel like if I do figure it out, I got a lot of power in this body. I feel like I'm a bigger guy, I'm pretty athletic, I'm stretched out from yoga. I still need to get back and start lifting some more weights, but that will come in time. That will come in time. We got the yoga back in the routine, which is very important. Yeah, so I'm gonna start throwing Chris across that simulator when I hit him with those roundhouse kicks. Getting hit by kicks too, my God, it is hard. Chris can throw them. He's a little guy, you don't expect it, but I guess that low center of gravity, he can just spin and he hits those pads and like it hurts. Like my forearms the next day were like, my bones were sore just from taking the force. And at first he didn't tell me to like when you're using the pads to like hit back. So like you kind of like collide with his fist rather than just have him hit the pad and like bump your arm back. So like for the first round of him throwing punches and jabs, I'm just taking them and just my shoulders are just popping back and I'm just like this, like I'm partying, like I'm at the club. My chest is pumping up. My arms are going back, and then my arms are getting so sore. So that after Chris throws all those punches, he goes, "Yeah. So what you want to do is like punch back into the pad, and it'll save your shoulders and save your arms. It'll hurt a lot less." So then doing that for the kicks as well was much better. Yeah. So who knows what's gonna happen? Next Muay Thai Monday is probably be very similar. I think the only thing I have to, Chris is my teacher, and I don't know how much Chris's experiences in Muay Thai. Like, obviously, he's more than me, and he seems to know what he's doing. But also, I think like we might be going a little too fast. He might be piling up a little bit because I think he's really excited. I'm excited. That is Chris's signature move. It's the hand clap. I'm excited. If you ever hang out with Chris, you will see it. It's a guarantee. Now we always call him on it, and we're just waiting for it. I want to make him a shirt with like the clap emoji, and it just says "I'm excited." That would be excellent. But yeah, I think he's just really excited to do Muay Thai, and he just like wants to like teach me everything he knows, which is like, it's not a bad thing. Like, I'm happy for the guy. I'm glad he's like excited that we're doing something together. That it's a lot of fun. But we do gotta slow it down, because he wants to like teach me more kicks. He's like, yeah, we're gonna work on switch kicks and like what's it called, haymakers and uppercuts next time. Like, dude, I haven't even got the jabs or crosses down yet. I couldn't even get the roundhouse down. It's gonna be months, especially if we're only doing it once a week. We're gonna have to try and find a second day, I think, during the week that we can do it. But like, hopefully, if this goes well and we stick with it for, I guess I'm only here for like 6 or 7 more weeks or so, then maybe I go find a class or something like when I'm back in Barrie, and I think that'd be a lot of fun to do. Just becoming a weapon and getting in better shape. And I don't even want to like go out and fight people like that. I'm not like training myself so I can just go kick ass. It's more like I just want to know that I have it in me, and I'm just, if a situation did arise where I can't run away, I'd feel like at least safe enough that I kind of know what I'm doing. And I've heard that like if you get like 6 months of like some martial arts training, like you're consistently training 6 months, that you can take most people in a fight. Like, anyone untrained, you could take them in a fight unless it's like an obscene, I guess, like weight difference, which that shouldn't be too much of a problem for me. I'm not gonna be, if someone's like way heavier than me and they want to fight, I'm certain I can run away from them. Like, that's not an issue. So we'll see. We'll see if I do. I'm sure Japan must have some martial arts. I think maybe I go learn the art of samurai while I'm there. Just come back, real changed man. But this felt good. This felt like a good podcast. I hope it was as good for you as it was for me. I didn't have to research anything, which is great. It's not even 2:00 yet, which means I have time to edit this and get it out before you guys have dinner. I don't think Friday nights is a good time to upload a podcast. It's probably not going to do great on the views, but I don't know if I mentioned it before, but like, I remember the early podcasts, like when they came out, they would get like 3 listens in a day, and that's like, that was like what I expected. Hana, Reed, and like Sana would listen to it day one, and then more views would trickle in up to like, eventually, I don't know how, all the old ones somehow have gotten up to like 40 plus views, which I don't know where those all came from, and the new ones just don't. But yeah, getting like 3 views on the first day, and I remember the first time I got 12 listens on the first day, and I was like, oh my god, I am blowing up. 12 listens day one. That is huge. And now we're at a stage where like 15 or 16 day one is like standard. It's the baseline now. So we went from 3 day one to 16 day one, that's growth. That's exciting. That's fun. And I mean, we're still only 56 episodes into this thing. I don't think it's not really going to blow up until probably like 100 plus episodes. I think if you get to those 3 digits, that's when people like will start like paying attention. Like, if this guy's done 100 episodes, it must be like what Ethan was saying last time on the podcast. If you've done a significant amount of episodes, people are gonna be like, okay, this guy, if he's still doing it, there must be something to it. I'm gonna check it out. So yeah, I'm gonna just keep chugging away, and we're gonna have more research episodes where we will. I still kind of want to research those double life stories. I think that'd still be a fun thing to look into. That's not history. I gotta find things to research that aren't history related, because history is just so easy for me, and it's interesting to me. I don't know how interesting it is to everyone else, but I like knowing where things came from, especially like very common, like mundane things. Like I like knowing the history of that, like things you use every day, and you don't really think about it. Like where did this come from? How did this happen? So yeah, I still like doing those, but I need to branch out and find some other topics like the Lady Gaga conspiracy one. I like that one. So more fun things like that. I have definitely gonna get Ethan on more podcasts. Just doing this like 2 man on one mic is a very easy setup, and I mean, I don't know, I didn't really hear from much people, but I think I would have heard if it was unlistenable or like really annoying. So I'm gonna assume it was fine and just like, business as usual, because I got the same response from every other podcast, which was nothing. Oh, Sana did reach out, and that was very sweet of you, Sana. Thank you. You are a great fan, and I appreciate that. Um, but yeah, Ethan also had mentioned that maybe we do reaction videos. We thought about trying it out because we got a pretty good like banter back and forth. We can bounce off each other. So maybe that's something we could try with this same setup, is try and record like a react. I don't know what we'd watch, but I think that could be fun too. Very, I hate reaction videos. That's the problem. Is I don't want to watch someone else react to something. I'd rather just watch it. Make my own opinion of it. Because there's like no reaction, or it's like a hammed up over the top reaction, and like I don't want to see either of those. But I think if it was like more like, not even like a reaction, more like Ethan and I doing a commentary on something, almost, I think is what it would be like. More like a kind of like a live like little 10-minute podcast kind of thing. Rather than us be like, oh my god, what? Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. So that's definitely a possibility of a future video. So if you guys would be interested in watching that, if you have any suggestions maybe on something we could watch, if it's totally out of my wheelhouse too, I would love that. Something I have no knowledge on, I think that'd be a great thing to react to, rather than reacting to stuff I'm like already, I was gonna say an expert on, but I don't think I'm an expert on anything. my own podcast. Don't suggest my own podcast. Which, now I was gonna say we could react to my first episode, because I haven't done that yet. But no, I don't wanna do that. Actually, so scratch that. That's not us. We're taking that off the table. But yeah, other than that, this is a fun podcast. Glad to get this stuff out there. This is gonna be a tough one to tell, because I had about 150 different topics that I just jumped through. But yeah, it seems I needed this after doing all those research episodes. I just had a lot built up inside me, and it was just chatty today, just chatty. So thanks for listening, guys. I appreciate all of you as always. It's a beautiful Friday. Hopefully you're hearing this on Friday. We're not gonna get 15 of you on Friday, but I love you all still. I can't call you Brockstars anymore, by the way. I'm sorry. I told Chris he's a Brockstar for life a few years ago, and he took that to heart. He loves that. It really means a lot to him, and I can't just go around calling everyone else a Brockstar, so I can't. We're gonna have to find a new name for you guys. Airheads, my Airheads. There you go. What's going on, Airheads? So other than that, yeah. Thanks for listening, folks, and have yourself a great day. Aaron, out.
Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed your stay. Now take what you learned and have a great day. Damn, it feels good to air out.